Thank God Nicholas Hoult was great as Lex. Can we talk a little bit about his Lex?
Yeah, I really wanted more Lex in this movie. I felt there wasn't enough Lex.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot. Superman needs to be around all the time. You're controversially saying that Lex needs to be around all the time.
What's going on, everyone? I am Phil, along here with Joe,
Hey Phil, hey everyone.
and we are talking Superman today. I have just watched it, and Joe, you've watched it also?
Yep. Yesterday after work, I took the kids. So me and the two kids went to see it and had a blast. I haven't talked to you since you've seen it. How did you
Yes.
feel?
I really liked it. It's and we'll get to this in another video. So, like, over the past few weeks, I've been watching all of the Superman movies.
As have
Um,
I.
and like it's kind of refreshing the take that they have on Superman. Um, he's more of a person, I think,
Yeah.
than he is in any of the other Superman movies.
I would say we see more emotions out of this Superman than we see out of
Yeah,
the others. More, I mean, if we're going to narrow down into it, I would say we see a very frustrated Superman in this movie. Like frustrated with not being able to communicate, frustrating with being misunderstood. Whereas in the past Supermans, we've seen, happy, confident, and angry for the most part. Although they're great. I love all the Supermen, not equally, but I love them all. But I really feel like we got a super unique. I agree with you. Like it's a unique Superman.
yeah. And I guess we should say before we get too much further into it, spoiler time for Superman, right?
Are we jumping into spoiler time right away?
Not right away. I'm just saying, but just to forewarn people that we will
Yeah,
probably delve into spoilers.
we will
Maybe not right
without
away.
warning. Yeah, yeah.
I
We
mean,
will
I
hopefully
might
get.
drop some spoilers.
There might be a so and so dies accident, or how is this person a world famous lover all of a sudden? It'll come out of nowhere. Okay. Should we say about the movie just to get like basics? All right. So this is, of course, Superman 2025, released July 11th, 2025, directed and written by James Gunn, who's, of course, coming over from his Marvel series, Guardians of the Galaxy, and, of course, he did Suicide Squad, the second one, the fun one, and the Peacemaker show, and Creature Commandos. And this is the cinematic launch of the DC universe. Oh, how do you feel about that? Like, as a cinematic launch, are you pleased?
I think I am. Like it's interesting because right up front they preload the movie with like 300 years ago, like 30 years ago, 3 years ago, all that stuff.
Right.
Which I thought was an interesting way to go about it because it's basically saying to the audience like, hey, stuff has happened before. Like, we're not starting off fresh. You're not going to see like Krypton exploding. Like we're kind of starting like at a
Right.
point where like things have already happened, so you could just kind of accept it. And I think, um, like with as many comic book movies as we have, and even with as many Superman movies as we have, like we don't need to start with the origin anymore. Like we don't need to know any of that stuff because we already know it from the zeitgeist, from the other Superman movies. Like, and like I would say it's similar to how Spider-Man: Homecoming doesn't deal with the Uncle Ben stuff. Like
Oh, sure.
it allows Superman to be a different type of character than he would have been otherwise, I think.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a great comparison. I love that. And it's true. Everybody knows about the origin, and even if this is your first exposure to Superman, I feel like you're not asked. Like people don't go into this asking, "Well, how did he get here? And how did he get his powers? And what?" I need answers. I need questions that need answers. Everyone's just like, "Oh, superhero, I get it. Let's have some fun." And they get to see Superman in his prime. This is like Superman just like doing his thing, beating people up, and going to other places. I almost said a spoiler, but I stopped myself. So this is David Corn Sweat. Corn Sweat? David Corn Sweat. Is there any more of a Kansas name than Corn Sweat? So yeah, he's our new Superman. How do you feel like he is as Superman?
I mean, I
I mean,
think he's good. Yeah, he plays a much more, I think, relatable character, like we kind of mentioned a little bit ago, as both Clark and Superman, I think.
yeah, it's true. Like there are some actors who play the part that excel in as either Superman or excel as they're like better Clark Kents than they are Supermans. And the same with Batman. Like some people that are even if they hate like fans like say like, oh, this guy sucked as Batman, but he was a really good Bruce Wayne. Um, yeah, I agree. I think he really nailed both. All right, so I was on another podcast this week, and they asked me a question, and the question was, "Is this a make or break? Like, what happens if this movie tanks?"
Like, here's the thing. Like, I guess this version of the DC universe has already started with Creature Commando. Creature
And
Commando.
tech and Peacemaker season one, or we don't know.
Well, um, maybe not. Well, I don't know. Should we get into it?
Maybe not. We'll talk about all that. But yeah, so it has already begun with Creature Commando, where we met Rick Flag Sr., who appears in this movie. But go on.
So like it has already started. Although, I mean, I think you, everybody's going to say like this Superman is like the kind of coming out party for the DC universe or the DC cinematic universe. What I don't even know what they're calling it. Uh,
Uh, yeah, I think they went with DCU, but I'm not sure.
so yeah, like the DC universe has already started. So like Superman being its coming out party, and like if it does fail, like if it doesn't connect with anybody, like if it really
Yeah.
um can they start again? Like can they be like, oh, multiverse?
Yeah. Like right away. Like Supergirl starts and Flash runs on and says, "Let's get out of here." It changes everything. No, yeah, I mean, if it fails, is that a dark universe situation where they've got Tom Cruise committed to being the Mummy, and they've got all these other great actors committed to being all these great parts, and they have to scrap it because the movie underperforms, or there's just like the people, they could tell there's no interest in the people. If that, like, if Superman, I think it's on track to do okay. Right now it's Saturday night when we're recording this, and I think it's fine. Like it's gonna make over 100 million, whatever, probably like 140 or whatever. Um, but if it only made like 80 or 70 or 60, could you imagine like the panic? The should we abandon James Gunn already? What do we do with this Supergirl movie that's halfway finished? Or I don't even know. Um, the panic. And then that the Green Lantern show is done. Peacemaker season 2 is done.
Yeah.
But presumably they all tie back to it anyway. So like they can't like maybe they like do a couple of reshoots and it becomes its own third universe.
I guess it depends on like what was the problem.
Yeah,
Like
of
if there
course.
was a problem, like could you imagine if like people were like, I don't really like that corn sweat guy, and
Yeah.
like they're like, oh, we got to recast Superman now.
Yeah. Oh my god. Thank God he was great. And thank God Nicholas Hoult was great as Lex. Can we talk a little bit about his Lex?
Yeah, I really wanted more Lex in this movie. I felt there wasn't enough Lex.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot. There's a situation where when I was watching Superman Returns where there's a point in that movie where it becomes Lois and Lex's movie. Like Superman's almost gone for a bit, and for me, that's where the movie loses steam. Even though both those stories are interesting, Superman needs to be around all the time. You're controversially saying that Lex needs to be around all the
Well,
time.
I guess, and I thought about this after watching the movie. Like, I think it's the biggest compliment to both the writers and the director. I guess writer, director, and the cast that like I wanted to see more of every single person in the movie.
That's a great point. Like even I did not think I was going to want to see a lot from the engineer, but
Yeah.
I wanted more engineer. Like she was great and like weird and different. And I was like, yeah, like tell us more about her. But the movie doesn't have to because it is doing so much. There's one of my friends told me, they were like, oh, Mr. Terrific sort of steals the movie. And as Mr. Terrific comes and does his first scene, I was like, does he really? Like, he's cool and all, but whatever. But then, yes, in fact, he does.
Yeah.
He has so much greatness. So much greatness where I was like, oh, are we not going to get equal greatness from Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl? But we are. Like, that's the weird thing this movie does. It's like it makes you miss people, and then they bring them back just to make like to show. Oh yeah, no, we know they're awesome. Here they are again.
I will say though of Hawkgirl, like I feel like of the three of them, like Hawkgirl gets the least to do.
She sure does. And whatever she's doing, she's screaming while she does it.
Yeah, I did love that.
Is that? This is of course Isabella from
Yeah.
The Last of Us. She's also in
Madam Web.
Madam Web. Thank you. Uh, the screaming was amazing, and I found myself wondering, like I don't remember reading a comic, and it's just her just screaming when she does everything. But I'm here for it. I love it. I will say, a super proud moment as a father. There's a lot of like, oh, Superman's an alien. We can't deal with him. He's not like us. This is Lex's point of view, and also some of his friends are scared to support him. Like, whatever. But I was a very proud father when my son said to me, he's like, yeah, but Hawkgirl is an alien too. I was like, yes, she sure is. You're right. You know that, and it's not weird that you know that, and I love it.
Not to be all a little nerdy here.
No.
Depends on which version of Hawkgirl we're talking about.
Oh no! Which version is this?
We don't know. Honestly, we don't know because there are versions of Hawkgirl where she is an alien. There are versions of Hawkgirl where she's not an alien. She's just reincarnated. But like, I don't.
Oh.
So I will say, the current canon, I believe, of Hawkgirl, at least in the comics, is that she has been reincarnated. So she had been all of those things. She's been an alien. She's been a human. She's been like, yeah, technically correct.
All right, I'll take it. Why would you take that away from me? Why would you let this fool have his
I had to actually.
I don't want to explain to you right now, but all the superheroes, so fun to see. And at the same time, it's not too much. Like the Justice Gang and, oh my God, Metamorpho. At first I was like, oh, I wish he was more stoic. I wish he was more like a robot almost, like monotone. But he's so, he's such a character. Like, it's great. And then at the end when, oh God, spoiler time. Almost did it. Sorry, I stopped myself. Zip, but bip. Yes, wonderful. I can't say enough good things about the cast. Everything is great. But Jimmy Olsen as a ladies' man. Where does that come from?
I don't honestly don't know, but like I feel like I don't know Jimmy Olsen that well as a character. But like back in the 50s, 60s, I want to say, like he went on adventures.
Yeah.
I think he was a turtle at some point.
Ninja Turtle?
I think he gets turned into a turtle. If I'm wrong about this, let us know in the comments because I'm pretty sure he gets like.
So we are going to do deep research tonight to find out if he becomes a turtle.
But like
once we're done recording,
he gets into a lot of weird adventures, and the fact that he is a ladies' man, or as I coined the phrase, an irresistible sexual object.
Ah, I like that better. When I was walking to the theater, I was using the term coxman, but I like yours better.
Like I feel like that kind of tracks, and especially since the way that I can't remember the actor's name. I want to say it's like Skylar or something.
I love him. He's great. Oh, Skylar Gisondo. He's great in everything he pops up in. Love him. He's got like the right kind of presence and everything. he's so funny in the new Vacation movie that they did like 10 years ago. Yeah, he's great in that. Yeah.
But like kind of with the almost like aloofness of everything that happens, like it
Yeah.
that's very that to me like is very Jimmy Olsen. Like that feels like core to his character, like
Yeah.
because of all the things that end up happening to him in the comics. Like it just feels like he's like okay, like
He's just rolling. He's just rolling with it, and I
yeah.
love it. What did you think of our Lois Lane?
I thought she was good. Like I think I like the fact that she was an actual reporter. like
Yeah, right.
like there's a scene where she interviews Clark as Superman, and like she does not let up on him. Like she is being a
Yeah,
reporter in that moment. Like even though they are, and this is a spoiler, I guess. Like they're together at that point.
you
Um,
find out pretty early that they aren't together. After one scene, you do.
yeah, but like she's in full reporter mode. She's like, "What about this? What about that?" And you can tell that like Clark slash Superman was like, "Oh, I'm getting interviewed by my girlfriend. It's gonna be fine." But he forgets that like his girlfriend is an actual reporter.
I love that sort of that goes to the like he's a naive puppy dog in a kind of way, which is the right balance in that relationship. She's the hawk,
Yeah,
he's the dove. Um, Rachel Brosnahan, of course, is her name. And have you seen her in anything before? Did you watch? She's in Miss Maisel, right?
yeah. I've watched all of Ms. Maisel, and I think that's the only thing I know her from, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen her in anything, but she's great here, and especially after watching all the Superman stuff this past couple months, she feels really locked in as Lois Lane to me. Um, I mean, it's too early to say that we haven't seen her in more than one movie, but I really enjoyed her. Um, and there's something that the Superman movies they don't really do Lois Lane proud most of the time.
Yeah,
Like I like a world where Lois Lane has figured it out. Like like as much as I love Margot Kidder as Lois Lane, her not knowing that Clark Kent was Superman, her being a ding dong, like the whole like anytime they interact is like, come on, this is like she's supposed to be like sharp on
yeah,
top of it. So I'm here for this version where she's already figured it out. That's old news.
yeah. And like, can you imagine like Margot Kidder's Lois Lane doing what Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane did to Superman? That
Yeah.
interview scene, like it doesn't that like because like
I mean, she was pretty tough in that interview scene, but we're not here to drag Margot Kidder.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like it. I mean, obviously, like we're not just here to talk about the previous Superman movies or whatnot, but obviously this version of Superman is a more modern take after having experienced or watched all these superhero movies and like all of these different versions of these characters. Like this is of this time, um, and like sensibility, I guess.
that's true. All right, is there anything we need to address before we jump into hard, ugly spoilers?
I don't think so.
I mean, just as an overview, super fun.
Yeah,
Like I was so pleased with how it goes in so many different directions, and like it really goes to places I wasn't expecting, like literally. So I was very happy about that, and it really does feel like a nice launch to a new world. Gets me very excited about what's coming next. Makes me wish there was more on the horizon sooner, because I know it's like Peacemaker next month, and then
yeah,
uh, Green Lantern around Christmas time, something like that, and then Supergirl next year. So it's like, come on, I want more. Give me more. But we can't get it soon enough. Uh, that's my feeling. But before spoilers.
yeah. I mean, I'd agree with all that. I'm ready for more.
Yeah, yeah. All right, spoiler time.
Let's do it. Spoiler time.
Let's do it. Spoiler time. Uh, where do we start? It's nice that Lex has a plan. I feel like his plans are real loose in the other films. Not to keep comparing it, but even in the comics, like, well, not in the comics, he goes crazy. But this one feels great. Like, we're seeing a person who has a mission and is manipulating so many different things. And then it's flipped at the end where like his plan is no, it's really about killing you. Like I hate you. Like yeah. So it feels great, and he feels menacing, which I feel like we don't get a lot from our Lex Luthors in the past. They're usually used as comic relief. So at the end, when he gets manhandled Hulk Loki style by the dog, I was like, well, I mean, I don't want to see Superman do this to him, and I'm all for lifting up Crypto, but it does drag Lex down a little bit after a movie where he was genuinely menacing and genuinely a threat to Superman, I felt like.
Yeah. I mean, he did capture that dog and
He sure did.
torture. Are we calling that torture? The dog?
I mean, if torture is chasing squirrels,
Were
I
they
mean,
flying
endlessly.
squirrels?
Yeah, they had capes. Super dog chasing super squirrels. um, yeah, yeah. He did torture the dog. We didn't talk about the dog at all in the non-spoiler area. What did you think of Crypto?
Like, I mean, I enjoyed Crypto. So I listened to an interview with him, and apparently Crypto is based on his actual life dog.
Sure, I heard that. Yeah. Different color though, right?
I don't know what his dog looks like, but like the actions of the dog, like how
Okay.
he's essentially like a terror to him.
Right. Like, I mean, I have a dog that I hate. And I think James Gunn has this, like, in hearing him talk about his dog, I feel like it is a similar situation going on where he hates his dog the same way I hate my dog, but also loves them so much. And it's the worst. It's just like, come on, you suck. But Crypto is a great presence here, both lovable and a little scary because he's super strong. And like Lois asks, like, "Oh, how come I didn't get? Yeah, I didn't know you had a dog. How come I never met your dog?" There's a reason she hasn't met the dog because he is like unpredictable and unmanageable and a wild man. And Supergirl's dog is that canon? Like she,
I,
both my
I
kids asked me, they're like, "Is this true?" And I was like, "I think Superman came alone, and Akara brought the dog later."
yeah,
But I wasn't sure.
because like um I don't know. Are we going to talk about Superman's parents? His Jor-El.
Oh my God, yeah. Everything's on the table. Is that from the comics in any form of the comic?
I don't know. Like there are I'm trying to think of how many different like versions of Superman's Kryptonian parents we have now. So like there's the original like pre-crisis, then there's post-crisis, then there's 0 hour, then there's like
So there could be several times where this has happened, but everything has happened. So
yeah. So I
it
don't
was
know like I don't know if this has happened in the comics. Not at least none of the comics that I've read, but I honestly haven't read that many comics with his parents in it.
this is James Gunn cites Superman for All Seasons, or is that the one that he's as the inspiration for this whole? What were the ones he called to
So I mean, I
the?
will say the Lex in Superman reminds me most of All-Star Superman's Lex.
Also, okay, yeah.
I can't remember Superman for All Seasons. So All-Star Superman is written by Grant Morrison and illustrated by Frank Whiteley. Superman for All Seasons, I think, is that Mark Waid and Tim Sale, I think.
Is it Mark Waid? Yeah, or Miller? Is it Miller? It's not. I don't know. Well, the only reason I say that is because I wonder if that was the case with Jor-El and Lara. Is that her name? Yeah. In those books, but even if it wasn't, I love that it's Bradley Cooper, and I think the actress is the actress from Westworld. I could be way wrong about that, but whatever. It was great to see Bradley Cooper, but to have them be evil, or I mean, it's not like it's not like they're so powerful. Like they have this super strength and they know what it's like to rule over people as a god.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all like, we'll send him here and he'll be a god.
Yeah.
Like they're not poisoned with the knowledge of that power on their own. So why would they be so keen on their son being that to other people? I don't know. It's so strange. But I love thematically it's in Superman's arc here that like even the change changes his perspective on things still, and he ends up on the right side of things. Like when at the end when he's like, looking at his adoptive parents as opposed to his birth parents is a source of calm and a source of inspiration. But like vilifying his birth parents is tough. It's a tough call,
Yeah. And I think the whole starting from a certain point, like post, coming to Earth, like it allows the story to do that. Because like if you saw the explosion of Krypton and you saw Bradley Cooper making that recording, I guess you would there would be ways to do it without actually showing it, but like it kind of allows this new take on Jor-El and Lara, and allows Superman to like I guess wrestle with kind of the duality of like him being Kryptonian, him being from Earth, and things like that.
That's true. That's a great
Like,
spin on that aspect of it. Yeah, that's true. And it'd be great, like in future versions of the movie, if we find him questioning, should I have a harem full of women? That was the weirdest part. And it's weird how that caught on in the media coverage and then sort of disappeared. Like halfway through the movie, I was like, hey, what happened with that story? Like, how come no one's talking about that anymore? But the news cycles just turned so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of Lex's pocket dimension? Is that what they call it in the movie, pocket dimension?
Yes, pocket dimension. Total surprise, but really fun. It's strange that they had control over it, like even control over the breaking of it. But it's good because I had no idea how Superman was going to fix that.
Yeah.
So it's good.
The two halves together?
Yeah. He's going to convince Bizarro to help him push both sides. Yeah. No, so it's cool that they're able to resolve that. And it's a great reason for Mr. Terrific to come in and start stealing some scenes. Because he's our smartest man in the room. Is he like a Tony Stark sort of Mr. Fantastic sort of figure?
He is. Yeah, so Mr. Fantastic in the comics is one of the smartest people on Earth, and he is essentially like a Batman without like childhood trauma, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's like an Olympic level athlete and smart, and like he invents all these things, the T spheres and whatnot. So yeah,
those little circles, right?
Yeah, they're three-dimensional.
They're three-dimensional. Yeah, he really put Lois in her place.
I like how like the implication of that interaction was like Mr. Terrific was like, "You are a reporter. You report on these facts. You should already know that these are T spheres, not T circles."
He's like, "Do I need to do everybody's job?" Yeah, I love the pocket dimension and the fact that he is making the best of it's like a spare room in his house. He's like, "Oh, this could be a giant prison for me," or I mean, he's using it to the best of. I mean, it's amazing. He's really, it's crazy. Yeah. He's got a huge prison in there.
He's got the monkeys typing all the social media.
Super shit. Hashtag super shit. That's another thing about Superman. He's a little narcissist. He does navel gazing, like he follows himself online and stuff, and we get to see how it hurts him. Whereas, like, I can't see Christopher Reeve doing that, although he was never given the chance. I'm sure he would have nailed it if that was part of the script, but you never get. I don't know. Is there a scene in the original Superman movies where Christopher Reeve looks at a newspaper and is like, "Oh, come on, they got this all wrong." Hashtag super shit. Pocket Dimension's cool. What else? I found what's her name? Cat Grant to be very distracting.
Like, okay, so of the Daily Planet like extended cast, I guess. Obviously, Lois and Jimmy are like the top two that you get most out of.
Yep.
But then the other ones like Cat Grant and I want to say Steve something or other. Like both of them are from the comics, and like, obviously Perry White. By the
Right.
way, Wendell Pierce is having like a nice summer being in
He's
both
having a
the
good
Marvel
summer.
and DC universes.
He's like, I'm here and I'm a big part of it.
Like the
uh,
kind of the extended cast they don't get a whole lot to do.
they don't. It's true. And it's weird how at the end they're all like, hey, everybody come on for the ride in the
Yeah,
T-Mobile. It's like, why are they
T-Mobile,
all
you mean?
going? Yeah, the T-Mobile. It's weird that they all go along. Like, there's no way Perry White would get in there. I mean, I guess the city was exploding, right? Or like, is
Yeah,
that why they all got in? Okay, I
I
thought
think
they all
so.
got in to write the story, and
So I think Steve is a sports reporter also. So like he doesn't really have an angle here.
yeah, why is he there? Uh, although, would that happen in the comics? Would they want to just keep everybody around, like all their, I don't know. But we got laughs. Like I think Beck Bennett, who plays Steve, is hilarious, and he gets some well needed laughs in that moment. The whole, you know, like I don't get a seat, and then the ship takes off. Uh,
I like how immediately preceding that scene though, before they get on the T-Mobile, um, Perry asks Lois how many seats are there on the ship, and she's like
she
five,
does.
no six, and
Uh,
she counts she does it wrong, and that's why Steve is there.
that's good writing. That's good writing. I like it. I didn't notice that. That's great. Okay, what do we think about Frank Grillo? Because he's our first returning like character in the DCU now, and he's already more youthful looking. He's dyed his hair brown, but he was, of course, one of the stars of Creature Commando, the animated series, and we get to see a little bit of him here.
Yeah.
But
I didn't get a whole like lot I didn't get a good sense of him in Superman. Like if you've seen the animated series, you know him from that and you know his character. But like I think if you've only watched Superman this movie, I don't know that you get a good sense of who he is and like why he's there, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and he'll appear in season 2 of Peacemaker,
Yeah.
right? Is that yeah?
So yeah.
And seeking revenge against Peacemaker for killing his son, but we're gonna get like 5 projects into the DCU, and the most and he's gonna be the one that's connecting them all together, and no
He's the
one's gonna
Coulson
know who he is
he's the Coulson
because
of
he's
these
yeah.
DC movies.
he's practically the Stan Lee, like when he pops up. There he is. Got him, Gorilla. What else do we want? What else? What else really tickled you about it? Did you like Ultraman?
So in the comics, Ultraman is he is Superman from another universe, Earth. I want to say 3. I might
Okay.
be wrong about that. Basically, we're all the Justice League is evil. So like, um, I don't know if this is still the case because I don't know what DC's comics continuity is like right now. But like back in the day, it was Earth 1, which was the comic universe that you were reading currently. Earth 2, where the superheroes were like the older superheroes, like the like World War II, and then Earth 3 was like, what if the Justice League was evil?
Yeah. The most fun world.
Yeah, so that's the Ultraman. So like, I don't know that it was a surprise that he was at least Kryptonian.
Sure.
Um, so we end up finding out that Ultraman is a clone of Superman. Um, and I don't know if I got an inkling of that when they entered the Fortress of Solitude, like at the very beginning. So like they set up early on in the movie that the Fortress of Solitude like only appears when Superman's around and will only open when Superman's around because it reads his DNA. But then Lex goes to where the Fortress of Solitude is and it opens up for him. So like that part of it, I think in my mind there was like a little bit of like planting of the seeds of like
For sure. Yeah.
Ultraman's true identity, I guess.
And they answer it pretty directly at the end, like, oh, he says, oh, that's how you got into, yeah. And even at the time, like, I think the engineer says, how did you make this happen? And Lex doesn't even bother to answer her.
Yeah.
I think I had heard rumors that Ultraman was being played by Henry Cavill.
Oh.
Which would have been crazy, right?
That
Like, I mean, maybe just super distracting, or like, I know I would have had to explain to my kids on the way out, like, oh, this is just fun. It's not like he's Superman from the last Superman movies, remember? So like maybe they just didn't want to distract people. Maybe it was never an option, but it would have been wild. And it seems like they're setting him up to be Bizarro. I think I saw on. I mean, because this new Ultraman, like he's a clone that Luthor made, and he's dumber.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're setting up Bizarro. And New Rockstars, I was watching a video on New Rockstars, and they pointed out that like the black hole he gets pulled into has like all these cubes, and that Bizarro's world of Earth, spelled backwards, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, is also it's not a sphere. It's a cube. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's what's going on.
Interesting. I mean, I could see them using this as a way to like introduce Bizarro.
Yeah.
In the future, I don't know. I'd be willing to go along with that if it ever comes to fruition. A hypothetical Superman 2 or 3
or 4 or Bizarro Superman. Give him his own movie. It's time.
Yeah. No. If Clayface is getting his own movie, might as well Bizarro Superman.
I think that's the overwhelming feeling about this whole film is that like I'm on board. Like, I was kind of on board no matter what they were going to do because I love having a good time at the movies. But it's so much fun. Like, I'm ready. Like, whatever they give me next, I'm ready. Even if it's not, even if it's a Bizarro Superman movie. All right, so Phil, can you show everybody what you're wearing as well before we end?
So I am wearing, I'm going to stand up. I am wearing a Superman shirt.
Very nice, very appropriate. I've never seen you wear a Superman shirt before.
Yeah, this was at the bottom of my drawer, and I was like, I don't wear this often or at all. I was like, if I'm gonna wear it, I mean, today's the day, probably, right?
It's absolutely the day. I think it was a wise choice. When you first showed that to me before we were recording, I thought, oh, I didn't see anybody wearing any Superman gear at the theater when I went. I went at 3:00 on a Friday, which is a little early. Like a lot of people, it was not full, which I was a little bummed out about. But I think I went to a 3:00 on a Friday for Barbie too, and that thing was full, and everyone was dressed up as Barbie. So I was like, oh, how come I'm not seeing more Superman? Like, you reminded me, like, how come there weren't people wearing Superman in the theater I went to? And were there people in your theater that were also dressed as Superman?
I think so. Like, I didn't really take a good look around, and it wasn't full. I saw it pretty early in the morning today. So the fact that it wasn't full didn't really surprise me. The fact that because they were also showing it like every half hour or so. So I'm sure I caught it on off time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't notice anybody wearing any specific Superman gear.
Okay.
I did not also see people with the Superman popcorn bucket.
I didn't. Yeah, that's true. I went to a theater that doesn't have it. So, but maybe I got to hit up an AMC and just see what the world is like there.
Yeah, the AMC popcorn bucket is it's like a newspaper stand, I guess, where you pull it in, you pay. So kids, there are these things called newspapers. Like, they used to be printed on paper, and they would have the previous day's news. And there would be these stands in the streets. And
all right, Grandpa. Let's get you to the TV so you can watch your stories.
You put in a quarter or two, and you got to open up a thing and take a newspaper out. And they trusted that you only took one.
Tell us more about newspapers.
So yeah, like it was kind of it was in the shape of like a newspaper stand or box or whatever it is. It seemed very awkward to get the
Was it?
popcorn out of though, because you got to like open it up like you were taking a newspaper.
I had to put a quarter in every time. Oh my god. Was it big?
I mean, it was
It must have been.
relatively big, but not like not Galactus big. Smaller than like I would say like I mean it probably you could probably fit him out like a large popcorn in that container.
Excellent. I love it. Last question, Phil. Did you see this on an IMAX screen or in like a 30-seat junker?
I saw it in a normal theater, so I didn't see it in IMAX or like Dolby or anything like that. I do have one tidbit though that I want to share before we close out this video.
Please, please.
Do you know which state of the union these United States that Metropolis is in this movie?
He flies up and flies back, and as he's flying up, it looks like Manhattan, the landmass, but without Staten Island. I thought, just at a glance, I was like, oh, whoa. In the comics, I mean, they want you to think it's New York, right?
So I honestly don't know where like Metropolis is in the comics. It's certainly not,
and of course,
like across the river from Gotham City.
Thank you. Thank you. They are not the Twin Cities. Oh, is it? Is it Ohio?
It is not Ohio, although I think it was filmed in Ohio because I think that's in the credits. Oh, we didn't even talk about the post-credit scene.
We'll get into it. Go. Tell me about where it is.
So, Metropolis is Metropolis, Delaware.
No. No one believes this. I know you are proud Delawarean, but you are that's fake news. I don't say that a lot, but
because there's apparently like a Delaware state flag that you can see flying in Metropolis.
Really? Yeah. I hate that, dude. There's no way. I've been to Wilmington. There's no building over 4 stories.
I mean, that's
not true.
But there's a lot of crime, so Superman would have a lot to do.
He's needed. It's really more of a Gotham than it is Metropolis. Can you imagine that on a map? Like Metropolis, like a 20-minute drive from Philly. Crazy.
So the post-credit scenes, there's 2.
Right. We get go ahead. We get the dog.
Yeah.
One.
So the first post-credit scene is just like Superman and Krypto chilling, looking at Earth from the moon. I think probably.
Yes. Yeah.
The second one,
Beautiful.
which is more substantial, it starts off with Superman and Mr. Terrific looking at like a building that had been split apart and now is pushed back together, and they're just kind of examining it, and like yeah, just a little bit off. And Superman makes a comment to Mr. Terrific, and he's like, "What do you want me to do? Like split it apart and put it back together again?" And he kind of storms off and like kicks like some rubble, like a frustrated.
And Superman's like, I'm such a jerk. Ugh. Yeah, he's like, we saved the city. It can't be perfect.
But I really do like the post-credit scenes, even though they're not used in the typical like Marvel fashion, I guess you could say, like setting up something for the future. Although I will say they do set up the Supergirl movie in this movie. So, but it is kind of refreshing to just have like a nice like end scene where it's just like there's no stakes to it really, but it's fun.
It's so, and at the same time, like even though it's not teasing another movie, it's doing huge character work. Where now we have a better like grasp on Superman and Mr. Terrific's relationship. Or they're dynamic, which is great. Like Mr. Terrific is this adult in the room that has to deal with Guy Gardner and Superman and a screaming Hawkgirl, and now Metamorpho, who's so fun.
Part of the Justice Gang now.
The Justice Gang, bring it on! Bring it!
Right. Any other thoughts before we close this out?
Not at the moment, and we've really this is gonna be a big boy episode, so long, but very deserving and such a very fun movie. I think we will come up with more things to say about
But
it.
yeah.
So who knows if we'll pop in. But we always come back to things. I still have more thoughts on Ironheart, and no one cares about those.
Maybe we'll do a combined Superman Ironheart video.
Fantastic Four definitely won't get in the way of that.
All right, everyone. So what did you think of Superman if you've watched it? I'm assuming if you've gotten this far, you've probably already watched it.
Please, I hope you did. Lois dies? No, she doesn't. Does she? You're gonna have to watch to find out if that spoiler is true.
Yes.
Yeah, one spoiler in this show is fake. Only one. Can you guess which one?
It's that Metropolis is in Delaware.
Two. Two are fake.
But let us know what you thought about Superman. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we will be back with more Superman content in the very near future. We'll catch you guys in the next one.